I think that our bodies naturally do what it's designed to do. Our minds help us to bring it back in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
It's like
I just think that
reflex.
I forgot to bring it back in, and my hand just ended up on his pet.
Hey, you guys, welcome back
Hi.
for another episode of While I'm Waiting podcast. So Lashana.
Hey, Jayana.
Hey, girl. Today we are talking about when, all right, I'm gonna keep it a buck. When you horny and God is like, no, be celibate.
Ooh, child.
Yes. Let's get into it. I mean,
okay.
Look, here's my take on it, right? For several reasons, I get it. I get, like, spiritually, my body's my temple, reserve it for who it belongs. Get it, right? But the way my hormones are set up, and the way my needs are, there's but so much Rosie can take care of. Okay?
Yeah, who's Rosie?
She's my little friend. I call her the lullaby. Go right to sleep.
We all need friends. Friends.
No.
How many of us have them? Okay.
No, I mean, seriously, because, like, I will say, I appreciate the fact that the way I take care of myself and my body and just upkeep, this ain't for everybody. What I do, what I give is not for everybody. And no shade to Atlanta, but I live in Atlanta. It's full of germs. Okay, so this a lot. It's a lot.
Fair enough.
However, I do think it's a very good way to pass the time, if I could pass the time the way I want to. And so I wonder if God really just understands that a big guy needs. Yep, that's where I'm at with it. What do you think? Yeah.
Oh, child, Lord. Okay. I'm sorry, saints, for all the saints tuning in. Listen, so what do I think? I think one, we're gonna have to have a one-off conversation about Rosie. I would really love to be introduced to her.
Well, you can't know my
your Rosie.
Yeah.
Like my own, but like,
girl, I'll send you the link.
Okay. But I think two, listen, all jokes aside, I think that if you are a person of faith, and you are really striving to do what you believe God is saying to do as it relates to having sex, and you are and you're waiting for your husband, it can become a torturous season. Torment. Like I could think I was telling. Actually, I was talking to you the other day. I was talking to Johanna the other day. I think my body's trying to create babies.
Yeah. Without
me, like I am.
Wait. So, because I don't know what science class you were in, right? But you can't do it by yourself.
I understand that, okay. But I promise you, I just be standing minding my own business, and my body just
does
starts
what?
Responding and reacting. It's like, and I'm like in my mind, I'm thinking, whoa, like how did my hand end up on his chest? Like
wow.
How did that happen? Like I didn't plan for it to happen. It's just a natural response. I think my body's trying to make babies. And
you think it's natural that you just touch men?
I think my body. No, seriously. I think that our bodies naturally do what it's designed to do. Our minds help us to bring it back in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
it's like
I just
reflex.
think that I forgot to bring it back in, and my hand just ended up on his pet. Well, my first thought was, who is Rosie, and how did she enter into the conversation? And then I was like, oh, Rosie. And then I was like, is that a new toy that I'm not familiar with all the toys? I was like, is that like a new toy? Like, tell me more. Like, what am I missing? So, those are my thoughts. Listen, I think that it's hard. The process, the journey is hard when you are trying to abstain or, be celibate, whatever the case may be, during your waiting season. And I'll be honest, I don't have the answers. I think that...
Wait, are you celibate?
I am.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I do what I
I think
try.
I'm abstinent. I don't think
Okay.
I'm opposed to it.
Okay.
I'm just not engaging.
I'm 1000% not engaging.
Like, I'm not thinking, well, if I were in this situation, it's a hard no, right?
Why? Like, how do you reconcile? Or let me say, how are you reconciling that with like your faith?
Oh, wow. Okay. Because I kind of didn't put it in the equation at first.
I thought that's what we were talking
No,
about.
I get it, right? But
Yeah.
but so I feel like here's how I connect the dots between the two.
Okay.
I'm waiting on something deserving of me.
Okay.
And so that aspect of my life, somebody has to be deserving of.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like because my faith is dictating or who is deserving of me,
mm-hmm.
it will then in turn lead. Like, I can't say if God said, all right, boy over there is husband. I don't know if I'm going to wait till like the wedding, right? Like,
yeah,
maybe
I understand.
Because I do believe.
How can
I think it's.
My loins be loining.
And I want to know, right? Now, however, strong caveat, I know people who have not engaged
1000%
in it from like, I met you, you're it. I don't even know what you like, even a little bit, right? And I commend them. I think they're excellent people. I don't know if I'm that person.
I think they're excellent people. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, wait. Do you think it's required?
What do you
Celibacy. Like, do you think it's required? Do you think it's a part of you having faith? Because I'm sure there are a lot of people who have faith and don't.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So you treading deep. All right. So let me say this. I have to be honest. I have to be honest. Yes, I do believe that. I believe that if you are a believer and you say that you are serving God and God Almighty is truly your God, I believe that, and you believe in His Word, whether that word is the Bible or the Quran, whatever. Like, I believe that you should not be having sex unless you're married. That said, I believe that even people with great faith have weak moments. Like, we learn about Abraham. Abraham is described as the father of faith, and we've seen his weak moments illustrated in the Bible. And that's not a justification. But what I am saying is that, yes, I believe that you are to abstain until you are married. And even if you're having sex, if you've had sex outside of marriage, let me say it that way. If you've had sex outside of marriage, I don't believe that necessarily means that you are not a person of faith. I think that you may want to sit with God and really assess like where you are in your faith and what all of that means. And that's a journey between you and God.
Yeah. No, I can tap into that one. I think to answer the question that I posed to you, is it required? I don't know, right? For me, I don't know. I think it kind of teeters on what you were saying in the sense that it is the most ideal thing to do. But I don't want anybody to feel condemned or less than or, for having not. Because there are tons of relationships of faith where people probably didn't take that route. And they're still, granted, like, we're not saying, no one is wrong. It's just, I think there's many ways to develop that. No, absolutely not. There is not a problem with, it's not a person. Like, I mean, so what am I supposed to say? Like, deprive myself of all forms of release and pleasure because I believe, no. Rosie, hey girl, help me out.
I see both sides of the argument, and I'm going to go with ultimately, no. I understand why you would do it, but I'm going to say ultimately it's not being celibate.
I do understand. So more than anything, right? Because we kind of give celibacy, like, we focus on the act of sex. It's really about discipline.
Yeah.
It's a 100% about how disciplined are you? It's like when you fast. What are you willing to sacrifice to say to God, like, this is what I'm giving up to show you that I want you all through this.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear you. I want to do this in the way that you want me to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think that that's what the celibacy or the abstinence is really saying. But you know what? Like you said, there are, first of all, the Bible is full of stories of people having very human moments.
1000%.
Very human moments,
1000%.
right? Like, I'm never going to get over the fact that how Jacob didn't know that wasn't, you know what? Whatever. Anyway.
But so, let me say this though. I think that we live in an imperfect construct. And I think that a product of that imperfect construct is, I said it in the last episode, I used the term chronically single. So I think that a product of that imperfect construct is you have people who are chronically single. It doesn't take away from like their most basic instincts, like the need and desire to have sex. And so then the question is like, how do you reconcile that? What does that look like? And that's going to look different depending on, who you are and where you are in your faith walk and, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think for me personally, the goal is marriage, baby.
Yeah.
That is the goal. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you like, oh, like 1000% hands down unequivocally. I pray that I can honor that and that becomes a part of my testimony and something that I get to share with the world. Because as you said, there are people who have done it and they do it successfully. Yeah. And there are people who have done it and have been disappointed. And so, it's both of those things. But that would be the goal. In the meantime, I do a lot of praying. I do a lot of praying. And I don't know, like lately, I was just like, oh my gosh, like I'm like my ovaries are throbbing, like men, like they just, and I'm like, Lord, if you do not hurry up and send me,
what's gonna happen? What you about to do?
I can't make any promises, like like I'm doing my best, and I'm like, God, please honor me and have mercy in this part of my process with me trying to do the right thing and give you my best. Also, understanding that, hey, it's a goal.
Facts, okay? Because not every goal is met. I get it. Like, no, it is very primal, right? Like I've girl, I've been on the edge a time or two and I've been like, nah, chill. Like, but I also like,
it's not in your heart. It's just, what do you do? I called you, Hannah. I called you the other day, and I was like, yo, like, dude just, like, answered the phone with no shirt, like, laying in his bed. And the sun was hitting him. Like, the sun was hitting his eyes in the best part. Like, it was like, I didn't even know your eyes was like...
The drama.
I was like, your eyes are like...
The drama.
Like, when did your eyes become light brown? I always thought that they were... like... And for 5 seconds... I don't think I heard anything he said to me. It was like that Charlie Brown, like, I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm like,
it's real.
It's a real thing.
I've definitely had times when I'll be kicking it and like, I'd be like, yeah, I gotta go. Like, and it's not even, but no, but discipline. Listen, I was in the military, so I really have a different take on discipline. But, it's not even that. It wouldn't be because we're in a sexual moment. It'll just be, I'm really attracted to you. Mm-hmm. And what you want me to do?
And
I feel like it's a way of self-expression to engage in certain activities. So, but I can always draw a picture or sing a song, I suppose. I don't really know. I'm working on other ways to express myself. The thing about the military and discipline is you learn how to do things for the greater good. It's not about what you necessarily want. It's about what is good for the collective, right? So if my goal is to be disciplined and not engage in a certain thing, like I don't battle with it, right? Like it's like, don't have sex. All right, well, no sex it is. Like I'm not conflicted in that way. It's just, to me, it's a part of what I have to do. Is who I am, and I'm gonna get it done regardless.
I don't believe that we're supposed that the design was for us to be single this long. I think that because it's an imperfect construct, we are how we are. But if your desire is to live a certain type of life, the journey is going to have challenges. It's going to be hard, and you're going to have to keep God close to heart if you're looking to meet that goal, if that is the goal. But girl,
oh,
it's like.
I'm
and I am always like so surprised by my reactions because I promise, like in my internally, well, on one side of me internally is very much like, oh no, like only the Lord lives here. So when the other side of Lashana like creeps out, I'm like,
you know what? I do you want to know the question that I have about celibacy and faith? Like, how does that feel for men? And I'm not saying that men and women don't have the same urges, right? But I just feel like men struggle with a little bit more. Like,
I would imagine so because they're so visual.
That, and I mean, like, they can literally dream about things and have a very physical reaction to it. So how is it for the men of faith who are like, no, I'm not gonna sleep with her until she's my wife? So what you get in? So you're gonna meet her and then get engaged and then get married in what, like 6 months? So like
how many men of faith do you know who've done that?
So well, so my friend that married the guy. I mean, they didn't do it. So obviously he's not doing it with her. He's not out here with her.
You should bring him on the show. I would love to talk. I would love to talk to a guy who actually did it. You know what I mean? Because I'll be honest, I don't know. Let me make sure. Let me scale. I don't know currently any single men who are celibate, waiting for, you know what I mean? Like wait, like that. Kind of thing.
Like I feel like there's a difference between a dry spell and because you're just not getting any play, and then there's like choosing to be like
it's a choice.
Without,
yeah.
I don't
know any men who are doing this. I can't. But
me either. That's the question, right?
And you want to. Yeah,
I think they should tell us about that, how that's working out for them, because I know I'm
how many
here.
Men are, but then I guess then that brings on like how many men are willing to wait on a woman who
so I don't even know why I'm out here defending, but we need to give men a little bit more credit.
Well, yes, I would love to.
No. I mean a lot more credit. Like, I do believe when they want someone or something or to achieve some goal, whatever it is, right? They can be very disciplined and hyper-focused. I don't know if their timeline is a normal timeline. Like, they might do all these things in like 10 minutes, but I do think that they're willing to sacrifice certain things. Is that majority of men? I mean, none that I've met, but I am hopeful. I believe that they're out there.
Okay. So what advice would you give to someone who's in the middle of their process, but their thing be thangin'?
And get you a Rosie. And on that note, all right. So we are going to wrap this episode because look, Rosie. Now I'm in the mood. So, all right. You guys, thank you for tuning in to this episode of the While I'm Waiting podcast. We will see you on the next episode. And don't forget, he gave you the promise. Give him the process. Later.